Hey everybody, I'm Matt, Senior Client Success Manager at White House Custom Color, and we are honored to be hanging out with Kristi Abbott, collage artist. So for people that are watching along today, Kristi, can you tell them a little bit about you and what you do before we start talking about payment links?
Yeah, of course. So Matt, I am a paper collage artist.
You are?
I am. It's amazing. So actually, I make primarily all of my work from paper.
Yep.
So I started working with paper probably about 14 years ago, right about the same time that I moved to America from Australia. Mm-hmm. So you can tell I'm not a local Minnesotan.
What?
I know. But what's really become the signature of my work is not only the fact that it's all hand cut from paper, but I love telling stories in my pieces. Mm-hmm. So they're all very rich with hidden imagery that is specifically about that person, a place. I do all the skylines of Minnesota, or a theme. So I'll often pick a theme like Barbie, and then all of the imagery hidden in there is about her history as a doll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then I'm an independent artist, and I sell my work now all over the world.
That's so cool.
Yeah, which is super fun.
Yeah, and just to give everybody a little bit of background here too, so when our software engineer team at White House Custom Color was developing the new payment links, you came into mind right away.
Yep.
Because you are a very accomplished artist. Your product and your skill level is way, way, way high. But what you've been able to do, you're welcome, is to take that art and monetize it and reproduce it in a way that it doesn't mean that you have to work 24 hours a day.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and that certainly came from the fact that my originals are incredibly time consuming to make. So each of my portraits, and this is a question I get asked all the time by my clients, is how long does it take to make a piece of art?
Right.
And the portraits can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 7 months. You know, so there's a lot that goes into them. So to be able to turn around and sell only originals it would be very limiting.
Yes, very difficult business model.
Oh, very difficult.
Yeah.
And also, I really want my art to be accessible to everybody. You know, whether it's a $40 print or a $20,000 original. So being able to make reproductions of my work is super important.
Yep.
And because I really want a quality product, this is where I met you guys, and we've had this great working relationship, being able to offer products in all sorts of different mediums to clients.
Yes.
What I see the opportunity is with this payment link is that we can really offer unique products to people on a one-on-one basis.
Right, and very quickly.
Very quickly.
Right. So before we get into that, let's take like 1 minute to talk about how you take your original.
Yeah.
Some of them are extremely large and they're detailed and just beautiful. And how do you create the file for that we print from? Like, what is that step process?
Yeah, so when I first started out, I really looked into what is a giclée print, because that was very much the language used.
Yep.
So there are 3 things that go into that, and the first thing is really that high resolution file.
Yep.
So right from the beginning, I found a local supplier that creates that beautiful scan for me. So as soon as I finish an original piece, I take it over to ImageWorks in Northeast Minneapolis, and they take a very high resolution scan of each of those originals. And unlike a traditional scanner that would scan from below, they have a huge flatbed scanner, because some of my pieces are massive.
Huge, yeah.
So they lay them flat, and then they've got this incredible camera system that travels over the print and takes hundreds of digital photos that are then stitched together to create that high, and I can set the DPI. I can be like, I want to be able to blow this up.
Right.
Huge. And so they can actually make a much larger file for me. And so that is the absolute first step in creating a beautiful reproduction, is getting that good quality, scan.
Yeah, for sure. And when you start with something that large, then any of the things that we're going to talk about today it's very easy to reproduce them because you have all that information in the file.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk payment links.
Yeah.
So when we reached out to you about filming today, and your thoughts about the payment links, because you were actually the first person to create one and sell something through the payment links, which is awesome. During our discussion, you're like, well, what if we did the 12 products leading up to the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, the last 6 weeks leading up to the, you know, the holidays, and when people are in that buying spirit, let's work on that. I'm like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So although we're only going to show 4 things today, we have laid out 12 different products that you're going to be promoting going through the holiday with the payment links, which is super cool.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about, since you went through this, and it's very easy for me to talk about it, but for you to talk about how easy it was to design the links. Like, what was your experience with that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, you know, once you have those great, you know, product images, it is, I mean, creating these payment links was a breeze, especially for any clients of yours that are familiar with the ordering system.
Yep.
I order a lot with you guys, so it was just simply taking that knowledge and then being able to use it online and apply it to the various products, setting up that, you know, creating what that was going to look like, whether it be a book, whether it be an acrylic block, and then that step of just going to, instead of ordering it, you go and you create that payment link. And then for me, it was creating the name, and then what was fantastic was setting that retail price.
Right.
So that I could then, you know, let the client know how much this was going to be. I could then understand what my profit margin was once you know, your cost was taken out, including shipping, and then the fact that the client could go in and they could simply order this product right there and then have it shipped to them.
Right.
I mean, I was just like, yes, please.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. And another thing to point out too, for people that are maybe a little bit, you know, leery or shy, or are a little scared, maybe is a better word, of setting up a whole online storefront, you can set up a payment link in a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
And those can go into multiple places. And just for, you know, example here, I've got a list, you know, into emails, into text messages, into your social media. You can send it out through your CRM platform, you know, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Yes.
I mean, any place that you can put that link into, you can share that, and then it's literally as easy as clicking on that link. It takes you to the checkout screen, gives you the description, the retail price, like you pointed out. You hit buy now, the order comes to us, and then it ships directly to the client.
Yeah.
So your time investment is almost nothing.
Yeah, I never have to touch it apart from that initial setup.
Yeah.
And what I love about this too, Matt, I mean, I go out and do a lot of shows over the summer. I have to have inventory. I have to have product, you know, that I can sell. That's costly.
Yes.
And certainly now moving into winter and the holiday period, my shows are limited. I'm a new mum. I want to be at home. I want to be hanging out. I also do a lot of work creation over the winter. So what I see the value of these product links being is a way to really test out some new cool products, but not have to carry inventory and not have to invest in that huge amount that I would be paying to have a supply on hand.
Right.
And this is, you know, and these are great products that people can really get a sense of. We can photograph them, we can put them out there, and then people can buy as they want. Some may be done, some may not work, some may be huge.
Right.
And me as an artist, not knowing, it's a really great way to experiment with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's market research for you. Of the images of the product, what sells, you know, price point, you know, all those things with no risk.
Yes.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
So like we mentioned, we're going to talk through 4 different products today that you have created payment links for. So before we get into looking at this on the computer and how the ordering system would actually work, let's just kind of go through and talk about them since we have them out on the table.
Yeah.
So we have our new 5x7 bamboo frame display.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that have followed along and have gotten the WHCC emails, this has print in it that is actually, you can switch it out.
Yeah.
Which is the first time that we've done something like that. So we're having these frames built for us.
Yeah.
It's a 5x7 white base high gloss metal print with magnets on the back. And when you're ordering that to begin with, you get the frame, and one 5x7 image comes with it. And then what Kristi has done is she has taken 2 of her other images. This is all the bees.
Yeah, the bees.
Yep, exactly.
The Bowie and the Bobs.
Yes, exactly. And you could add those on as like additional gifts for the holidays, or you know, whatever you like to do. Now, each of these is an individual payment link, so promoting that as a finished product to begin with, and then selling the add-ons is a brilliant way to add to your revenue stream, again, with little to no investment of time
Oh, for sure.
into that.
And what what I certainly said about, I sell a lot of the metal wall prints in my booth. What I love about this is that it's a different option as a ready-to-go product.
Yes.
A lot of people buy prints and then they end up not framing them up. They stay in their packaging for a year.
Isn't that sad?
It is sad. It is sad, but we all do it.
Yes.
I am a culprit. So what I love about this is it's a beautiful sized product, and I can see this on someone's work desk. In their office, you can get the initial piece, and then you can, order these metal refills, every year if you want. I mean, this would be an ongoing Christmas present.
Absolutely.
Every year they get a new piece, and then you've got all these in your drawer, and you can just switch them out when you want.
Or the refrigerator, or any metal surface that,
There you go, absolutely. Once you, sick of it in your frame on your desk, switch it out, put this guy on the fridge.
Yep.
Dylan can sit in here.
Yep. We like Bob Dylan. We'll keep him around.
Ready to go. Look at that. Bam.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a very, very cool product.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah, and it's nice and lightweight too. Very modern.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can, just so everybody knows too, you can switch that to a horizontal format.
Yeah.
Now these 3 images that
We'll
Kristi
lay him
ordered.
down.
Yep.
Yeah,
now he's
having
very
a
tired.
snooze.
Yeah, exactly. So you can switch that around. But that's an awesome new product that we're very excited about for the holidays. Another tabletop or desktop product, and this, this image and this piece of art is very near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
We have one of these that you signed for us, actually in our camper, which is pretty cool. So this is our 8x8 acrylic block. And this is the I Am Minnesota.
Yes.
And this features my buddy Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox.
Yeah.
Again, wonderful tabletop display, several different sizes available in this. One thing that we do want to point out too, so everybody understands with the payment link, is that when you're designing the link, it is specific to the image, the product, the size, the options, everything for that. So it is exactly what you designed. Okay, and we're going to talk about it here in a little bit, but as of right now, the payment links is still in beta. We will be developing a way to track those payment links on our software on our website, but for now, what we recommend doing is using a spreadsheet. And we have a very basic one laid out that we'll show you just to kind of to give you an idea of the things that you may want to track along the way. So this is another one of our favorites here. So let's move on to the hardcover book.
Oh, now
so talk to us about this.
Yeah, I am super excited about this. I've been wanting to create something like this for quite a long amount of time, because it is a great way to bring together a lot of my different products and offer something kind of exciting. I love the cover of this. It's a leather.
It's a leatherette.
Yeah, leatherette cover. My goddaughter helped me design this. Actually. Thank you, Willow. And then I designed this in Photoshop. Just put together a simple cover page. But then what I chose, this is the 8x10. And then I was able, I think the standard hardcover book comes with 10 spreads. I then easily added 16 more. So this has 26 spreads in this book. Again, here, this is where I mentioned creating my artwork, but then what I loved on the page here was that I was able to include that image map that then shows everyone, what is hidden within this piece. This is the first time I've been able to offer anything like this. Super simple to create. I had all these image files, so I was able to just bring them in, drop them into the ordering system. I was able to play around with layouts. This is the layout that I thought best showcased the pieces. But yeah, I mean, alphabetical order, all of my icons in one book. There's Bob again.
Yes.
So just... And then on the back page, I was able to drop in a photograph.
Right.
So everyone can see
there's
me,
the
artist.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, great coffee table book. I'm just really excited to test this out again. One of the things that because I have wanted to do this for a while, and I have ordered books before, you have to order like 5,000. And I'm having a bunch of it. It's a significant investment.
Yes.
And it's also like, is this going to sell? Are people going to love it? And then when they don't, you feel terrible. And then you go into a self-doubt and anxiety, and you drink too much wine, and it's terrible. This I love because you can just put it together. There's no risk. I have this one now, so I will always be able to cherish it. But, people can order this if they love it. They're like, yes, and you can put whatever markup you want on this. I think I've priced this at about $150. And that covers my cost as well as, a decent margin for me as the artist.
Yeah.
And we can really put it out there and people can order it at will.
Right.
And we can give it a go and see what they like.
Absolutely. And I just want to reiterate what Kristi said. We were talking about that before we started to film today. That is a huge benefit of not having to inventory things.
Yeah.
Not having the big straight truck back up to your house with
with
pallets full of product that you have to store. You're worried about the investment side of it. We can do the heavy lifting on all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So you can do the creation, do the payment link, push that out there, and then as people are ordering that, they're getting produced one at a time,
was
and
done
then
in 2 to 3 days, I think, is your turnaround on this.
Yep, 2
so
days.
that's incredible, amazing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very excited about that,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of you for following through and doing that, because we've talked about it a few times.
We
You're
have.
like, I am going to do it this time.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And
sure.
and I just was blown away by how easy it was, actually. Awesome. I mean, when you have all that imagery ready to go, it is seamless. So that was fantastic.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we've talked about a couple tabletop displays.
Yes.
We've talked about our hardcover book here for the Icon series. Now we're going to talk about something for the wall.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the backstory with Barbie, because there's somebody who happens to be sitting in the room right now that is a big influence and a big part of your story with Barbie.
Yes.
Yeah, so
actually, her name is Barbara, which is the same name as Barbie originally, and that is my mom.
Yeah.
My mom is with us today. Huge influence in my life. And together, Mom and I have quite a Barbie collection.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, so we, I fell in love with Barbie when I was about 2.5 years old, 3 years old. And there's actually an image of the Barbie bath that I first fell in love with when I was a little girl. It was gifted to my big sister for Christmas. She wanted nothing to do with it.
So then it became Kristi's.
Then next thing, I'm on the kitchen island, playing with this bubble bath for hours. And I fell in love with Barbie at a very, very young age.
Yeah.
And for me, she could do anything. Barbie could be a pilot, an astronaut, an artist, a teacher, a president. I mean, whatever she put her mind to, she was able to achieve. So as far as a role model growing up, she was iconic to me.
Right.
Even in her lips is one of her quotes, which is, anything is possible. So this piece is really the history of Barbie as a doll, her full name. This is her creator, Ruth Handler, her daughter, Barbara, who she was named after. Her little copyright symbol here. In her swimsuit are all of the most iconic or the biggest selling Barbie dolls historically. And then these are all her different body molds, face molds, her dream car, her dream house. And then hidden in her hair is just some other really cool imagery that I was captivated by.
Yeah.
Obviously, #1 Barbie doll and her iconic swimsuit. This is why I've chosen to match her with the black and white. Very striking, very iconic. But it was actually you who encouraged me to kind of try out this product. I do a lot of metal prints.
Yep.
So the actual image, the artwork itself is on a metal, and then you've got the white matte frame, matte, and then the black frame, which I just think is just very, very polished.
It is, exactly. And this is a wonderful gift idea.
Oh, yeah.
So as you're planning your payment links, and as we were talking about the 12 products leading up to the holidays, thinking of all the range.
Yes.
From a coffee table book to desktop to wall display.
Yeah.
We have some other beautiful images behind us that are printed, in different methods.
Yeah.
Metal, acrylic, frame pieces, matted, all the things. Anything that you can create the payment link for. It's available.
Limitless, really.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
and one of the things that I want to add too is like these things I wouldn't offer in my booth. I would worry about
hard
traveling.
to travel with them.
Yeah, exactly. I would worry that the mats would get marked up, the frames would get damaged. So for me to be able to offer these as a finished product is so cool. To be able to do that in a way that we can really showcase them, and it is I think a step above what I can carry in my booth.
Yes.
And so these are just a beautiful finished product going into Christmas. Perfect time.
Yes.
To be playing around with some of these things.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
So great.
Do we want to show the back?
Yeah, we certainly can.
Just so that people know how they arrive.
Yep.
I mean, really, really gorgeous. And again, get shipped directly to the client. So they open it up and bam, it is beautiful.
I like that description. Bam.
Bam.
You're all set to go. Okay.
Yes.
So great discussion talking about the actual product. Let's just shift over to the website here quick.
Let's do it.
And we're just going to look at, now since you have design these and place the orders already, you can see that if you're familiar with the WHCC website and with designing products on the website, you're adding things to the cart along the way. So this is all of the things, or these are all the things, if my grammar was correct today, that we have just discussed here in the last few minutes. So we have our hardcover book, we have our acrylic block, we have our tabletop frame, and we had put Bowie in that originally. And then we have our 2 individual 5x7 metal prints, and then our 16x20 of Barbie. So the only difference you're really going to notice with the payment link software right now is this little spot right here that says Create Payment Link. Okay, if we can see that on the screen. So we're just going to choose Barbie here. Okay, so we're going to hit the Create Payment Link on that. So let's talk about how you would recommend as an artist and how you're working with these. How do you name these, Kristi? What do you feel is important to the naming process here?
Well, obviously I want to include the name of the artwork.
Okay.
So this one I actually, I believe I named it Framed Barbie Metal.
Okay. I'm going to change up the order just a little bit. Okay, and then that would be a 16x20. Okay. And then as far as price, I like to be able to make it, 2.5 times. This one, I think, I'm happy to price it around $350. Okay, so let's go
I
with
figured
$350.
that's a competitive price, given that people are going to, spend about that much when they are actually going out and getting custom framing.
Okay.
And then the fixed quantity, I just, they can order one. And then they can order as many of these as they want once they've got that link.
Absolutely.
And then that's what I feel is important.
Sounds good. So before we move on here, I do want to point out, so if this is going to show your $350 as your retail price, this is the actual cost if you're ordering it through WHCC, and then this is your profit margin here. Now that does also include a 4.9% service charge. And just to point out what that means to people, so there aren't any credit card processing fees that you're paying on that. That is part of that service fee. And then if you are shipping like you are all over the place, we're taking care of collecting that sales tax and paying that back out, so you don't have to worry about doing that for multiple different states and locations.
Okay, I didn't actually realize that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what that 4.9%. So when you're figuring that out with the math, that's how we're coming out with your profit margin on here. So then from there, we have our product details. It's a frame print, 16x20, gallery fine black frame, high gloss metal print, 2-inch single white mat with a wire wall hanger on the back. We're going to go ahead and create the link.
And one of the things, Matt, because I did, I did put these out earlier, I would collect all this product detailed information and I would actually save that in a Word document.
Awesome.
And then when I put my links out on Instagram and Facebook, I would include this so that the customer knew exactly what this product was going to look like.
Right. In addition to that, you photographed, you did video, you did all the things to help people understand the product that they were getting.
Absolutely. Well, because for me too, I didn't know what these products look like. So I ordered one of everything just so that I had a sample. And then I know how important it is for people to see that product. When they're in my art booth, they can come and touch it. But now with internet and social media, you can do all of that really at home. So we did mock-ups in my sister's house with all of her beautiful...
I checked them out.
I know, they were very cool. And then, included some video, some photos, and then this information about the products, so that they could get a really good sense of what they were purchasing, along with that product link.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's open up a new tab here. We're going to copy and paste that link in so people can see what that looks like.
Yeah.
So when you are selling your frame Barbie piece and you're putting that payment link out there, this is exactly what they would see when they click that link.
Yeah.
So again, it's to your description. So the Barbie frame metal 16 by 20, your $350 retail price, the 1620 gallery fine high gloss single white matte wire wall hanger. Yep, perfect. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to buy that. So you go ahead and hit buy now, and then this is what that screen looks like.
I mean, how easy is that?
It is. Yep, it's fantastic. And again, just to reiterate, everything drop ships straight from WHCC. So it's not coming back to you when then you have to deliver or ship it out or whatever. It's going straight from here. So you're seeing that the $795 standard drop ship is added to that, and the client is paying that. You're not paying that.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to, gosh, Amazon or any other retailer, I mean, that shipping fee is so small.
Yeah, I actually had somebody ask me the other day, like, does that actually include shipping, or is that just packaging? I'm like, no, that's actually the shipping. They're like, wow, that's a great deal.
Yeah. I have to tell you on the packaging, your packaging is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I actually had some clients receive some metal prints of mine the other day, and they actually took photos of how well it was packaged, and they're like, oh my God, and they shared it with each other.
That's awesome.
And they even wrote back to me just saying, wow, this is high end.
That's fantastic.
So you guys are doing it right.
Awesome. So then you'll notice here too, the sales tax will get calculated when you put your address in. So then this would be where the client would enter all their information, their payment information, and then as soon as they would hit pay, the order comes in. And as a benefit to you as a WHCC client, if there's any questions, anything about that order, you would call in and work directly with our customer service team,
well, and I
which
also
is second to none.
I got an email when something was ordered, so I could see that, which was cool.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, oh yes, we got a hit.
Right.
Yeah. So you as the artist or the can see exactly what's being ordered when, so you can follow up on it and even just have a little celebration.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk through the spreadsheet here just a little bit, if I can get that to come up here. All right, so we had talked a little bit before about how to track these for the time being.
Yes.
Now, again, just keep in mind that the payment links is in beta, so there will be continuous improvements that are going to be happening to the software as we go along here.
Yeah, and storing of information.
Exactly, but for the time being, this is what Kristi's been doing. So it just lists her icons book, the media type, so it's a hardcover book, the size is 8 by 10. Here is a payment link that you are going to be putting out into your social media, email, text, all those marketing methods.
Newsletters.
Yep. Your creation date, and then the use case, so your marketing campaign, the 12 products leading up to the holidays. So we would just recommend, as you're building multiple payment links, to be able to keep track of those. This is a very efficient way to do it. But in the future, that will be something that WHCC will be able to help with too.
Perfect.
So yes, exactly. All right, so let's talk about payouts and how you actually get paid.
Oh, okay.
So when you set up your original payment link, when you went to hit payment link, it probably gave you a little message about what was that message? Tell us about that.
I believe that was to connect my Stripe account.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had been using the Rose system up until now. I actually hadn't ordered online, so that was kind of like, woo!
Yeah, pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, it is, and I love the way that it really mocks up that product for you. So it was super easy. I just simply went ahead and I think it just asked me, do I want to connect my account?
Yep.
I said yes. I logged into Stripe, which I had already set up, obviously, with you. I also used Square, so it was all integrated.
Yep.
And then once I signed in, it simply connect them, and then it let me make that payment link.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then we get paid for the product just like we normally do, and then that service charge and then the profit goes
straight to me.
into your account.
Yeah.
And that took about a couple days, or when was the payout on that?
I think it was 2 days.
Okay.
If that.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Awesome.
And very seamless.
Then you had a celebration red wine.
I did. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic, Kristi. And of course, we just adore you. You're a wonderful human being. Your work is fantastic.
Thanks,
we always look forward to hanging out with you here. We're excited to see how your 12 products leading up to the holidays goes. That 6 weeks before for Christmas and for holidays is always a push for everybody.
Yeah.
And we're excited to see how this impacts your business and your overall year and fourth quarter.
Yeah,
So,
no, I'm really excited. Really excited to get it out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us. We hope that you've enjoyed this. And if you do have questions about payment links or anything that WHCC does, make sure and go to our website. You can go to the help page. You can sign up for a private consultation with one of our CS reps, or you can certainly give us a call, get into chat, send us an email. We're always here to help. So again, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you enjoy using payment links.